educational outcomes we expect. And as we hone our programs and as we hone the way in which we are delivering these programs, and as we ramp up the numbers, we expect that this will have a tremendous impact on the overall health outcomes and overall educational outcomes. NPOWER is also one of the programs in our SIP. This is the Jobs for Graduate component of the Social Investment Program. And we deploy young Nigerians to work as health and teaching assistants, bringing healthcare and education to more people across the country. Already we have 200,000 young Nigerians who are engaged, and this year we intend to scale up by another 300,000. So we have 500 young Nigerians who are engaged as teaching assistants, who are engaged as healthcare assistants, and some of them who work in farms, who are engaged in farms and farm settlements, advising farmers. A lot of those have already been trained. We've trained about 20,000 so far, and we intend to ramp that up as we go along. But more importantly, we are leveraging on the creativity and innovation of our young people. Last year, my office, in collaboration with the ICRC, launched the Northeast Makeathon, which is an exciting and creative hands-on co-creation program initiated to crowdsource and support brilliant and innovative ideas that can develop to scalable solutions to tackle, in particular, humanitarian challenges, those faced especially in the IDP camps and other affected persons, especially in the northeast of Nigeria. Since the launch of that program, we've had over 1,500 ideas, which we sourced from all over Nigeria. And we've identified 6 areas of the challenges. These are education, health, protection of the camps, and management, early recovery and economic security, and in some cases, food security and nutrition. The participants came from all over the country, and these are all young people who are proposing interesting ideas and solutions to health, education, and any of these solutions can be scaled up and can work in any region of the country. I'll just give a few of the examples of some of the really innovative ideas that we've managed to get from these young people. There's a young man called Kamal Sabili who invented something that he describes as a live box solution server. A live box solution server. Now, this is a cost-effective online tool that enables students to browse over 20 million educational contents within the education sector, from primary to tertiary education levels. Livebox is free from bandwidth subscription and offers wireless access to digital knowledge from a local area network. So this is a simple invention that this young man has put together, and it enables access to such a wide variety of educational information, and it's offline. So there's no need for the kinds of bandwidth constraints that we frequently have. There's a gentleman from Abuja, a young man from Abuja called Abdulaziz Hafiz, who invented what he described as Makaranta. Now, Makaranta is an offline tool and is a mobile application solely designed to transition the unschooled and the school dropout back into the formal schooling system. Now, Makaranta NG, as it describes it, captures a strategy used already by not-for-profit companies for over 5 years, which focuses on building the capacity of teachers to use child-specific lessons to prepare children who have been out of school from slum communities to transition into formal education. The focus is to create a learning space which enables competent teachers who have a bank of quality content to enhance the literacy, the numeracy, and digital life skills of the target groups, even in the most unconventional classrooms. So with this approach, each child in the IDP is treated as a unique learner who can learn at their own pace and are prepared to be enrolled into the appropriate classes as they go along. So this is a very specific innovation which we believe will be extremely helpful, especially as we scale it up, for use in the IDPs and for use in slum communities, and especially designed to ensure that out-of-school children can get back into the system. And because it's child-specific, because it's specific to the needs of individual children, it really does help to enable each child to learn without the constraint of peer pressure. The other, there's another innovation. This was designed by Zainab Lawan, a lady who was a particularly innovative, a particularly inspiring candidate. She came from Maiduguri to pitch her idea in Abuja. And her idea was a sanitary device which she had. But on arriving at Abuja the night before the event, she got a phone call that her father had died in Maiduguri. So she went all the way back to Maiduguri to be with her family. But by the very next day, she was back just to ensure that she was able to pitch for that event. And so for so many of us, it was an extremely inspiring thing. And this just shows you the energy and the tenacity of a lot of the young people that we have. And this was in particular a young lady who, as I've said, came all the way from Maiduguri. Now, what she pitched was what she called a Z-DAL Dignity Kit. The Dignity Kit is an affordable sanitary kit designed to assist young girls and women in proper hygiene during their menstrual cycles and at delivery. So she designed this particular kit to take care of young women, beg your pardon, and the emphasis on dignity is particularly important, because this was designed for very poor young women who at delivery or during their menstrual cycles need to be able to pay attention to standards of hygiene. Her invention was immediately picked up by the international development partners at the event. CARE and ICRC have already taken up that invention. The last of those innovations that I will mention is one that was made by a group called SnapShield. This is a group of young men and women. And this is an organic water filtration system. The SnapShield team, as they call themselves, invented something that guarantees clean and drinkable water using a filtration system that uses soya bean chaff to filter water and making it suitable for drinking and other household uses. So they use soya bean chaff, which is of course available locally everywhere. And I've emphasized some of the innovation that we're seeing with the young people because we know that going forward, we cannot rely